Online from Ag Connect Expo, the second year for this event, and again it'll be held 2 years from now in Orlando, Florida. We're always happy to talk with our friend Kevin Bean from Agco-Gleaner. And Kevin, saw you several times last year at different events, but since we've talked to you last, and I think we chatted during Farm Progress Show, and of course we spent a lot of time at Farm Machinery Show last winter, and of course at the first Ag Connect Expo. But there's been a lot happening with Agco-Gleaner when we talked then, but even since then a lot has been happening.
Oh, Mike, it's been incredible. I have to share with you that we completed probably one of the most exciting product launches that we've had in August. I actually had all of our dealers in Heston on August the 9th and 10th, and showed them the new S7 Series Combine, and talk about moving the capacity needle. I had the opportunity here to tell the North American farm public about it on RFD, and we did a lot of talk and a lot of promoting of the product. But the S7 really brings a commitment to the North American farmer that says we've now increased the capacity needle dramatically in two very important crops: corn, high moisture corn, and soybeans. And so you're going to see a much larger processor now, 25% larger than that was in the old R-Series combine, larger accelerator rolls to enhance our two-stage cleaning system, which is unique to Gleaner and the only one of its kind. But everything we've done is that we've touched on this combine is to take the throughput capacity up dramatically. But here's, Mike, where I think the advantage really comes. We have actually reduced the fuel consumption on this combine dramatically with its new Tier 4 interim engine on it. And, customers out there, when we ran these on benchmark testing, can see as much as 10+% reduction in fuel consumption with a dramatic increase in capacity. So that means what we're touting this new S7 Series to be is the lowest fuel consumption per bushel of grain harvested combines in the industry. That's a promise, and I think more importantly, it's a business case for the customer that says, gee, I can get capacity and I can do it with lower input costs.
Especially now as we're seeing fuel costs starting to go back up.
Oh, well, I was just interesting, Mike. I was just talking with somebody here on one of my travels here, talking about what they projected, the fuel prices to be here by June, July. So this could be a perfect storm, if I might use that terminology, for Gleaner in the fact that we're going to really give a unique selling proposition to our North American farmers that they can have their cake and eat it too, if I might use that terminology.
We talked about this last year, but I want to emphasize it again. Gleaner is not a new name. A lot of farmers are familiar with the name, but they may not have checked out how new Gleaner is today and all these things that you're talking about, and that's what we want them to do.
Well, and that's right, Mike. I have to tell you that when we talked at the National Farm Machinery Show last year, we were talking about the 30-plus changes that we made to the R-Series combine just in the last 3 years. And I say that because that is a big change. We said, if you think you know us, think again. This was that teaser to what we were trying to tell the North American farmer about with the new S7 Series. And I'm going to use this terminology that customers are going to hear a lot about, the new Tritura processor. The Tritura processor is in reality the game changer on this combine, because it in reality has a 25% larger now processor in it, 25% larger rotor. We have a new state-of-the-art 4-section 17-bar concave, wider helical bars, and new larger accelerator rolls. So what's happened is every area of that combine that touches the crop was affected. So that processor, every area that came in contact from basically the time it enters the processor to the time it leaves the chopper and to the residue disposal area has all been changed. So we're talking a major difference in a machine.
We learned something from every harvest. This past harvest, for much of the country, weather cooperated. Farmers were able to really sail through in a quick period of time. What did we learn from Gleaner performance this past harvest?
Oh, Mike, it was interesting. You and I had our discussion, what a difference a year makes. Because when you take a look at it and you stop and see that the year before this past harvest, obviously as stretched out, as tough, and as challenging as we could have. And then we had just the opposite. So we were able, a lot of these guys, especially out with machines like the new S Series where we had them out, people got a chance to demonstrate them. They could see very quickly what the difference is. What I want to challenge a lot of farmers in North America this year is we want to get them on a new S7 series when crop conditions are tough, because that's where you're going to see the needle move on this thing, and that's what we're excited about.
Yeah, this past year wasn't as challenging as we know a lot of years have been. So as we look ahead to this year, farmers thinking already about getting a crop in, looking ahead to harvesting. You've talked about all the improvements, all the efficiencies in fuel, in productivity. Efficiency is more and more the key. We have higher grain prices, so farmers want to take advantage of that. And to be able to do that, whether it's in your crop inputs or your harvesting equipment, everything has to be at optimum levels, and that's what you're talking about here for their harvest needs with the Gleaner combo.
No question about it. You know, a lot of times in this day and age, Mike, we introduce new products. You know, we have a lot of things coming on the market. We know the hybrids have obviously made a major impact. We recognize the dynamics of harvesting change every year. What we tried to do here is give a combine here to the North American farmer that is more forgiving, and I use that terminology because every year there isn't one year that's the same. I mean, every year I keep saying it's an exception. Well, that's how farming is today. But we want to make sure people understand that when we can go out there, and we did some benchmark testing against some of our competitors out in the marketplace. And for example, this harvest here, we got a chance to run one of our new S77 combines against the John Deere, for example, 9770 STS. And we came in at about 22% less in this fuel consumption per bushel of grain harvested, which to me is a huge game changer, and about 17% less than Case in a comparable machine. So we're talking a game changer here that's going to make a major difference to our North American customers. We challenge that customer to get on a new S77. Get a chance for even existing Gleaner owners to run an R alongside of a new S and see how much that needle has moved to the right in the harvesting rate, in capacity, and in the way we've reduced the cost.
Don't go by just what you think you know about Gleaner. Find out what's really happening now.
Oh, true. I think when people come to the stand, they see the big, large grain bin extension on there. The first question I hear them say, how much is that capacity? I say 390 bushel. It's the largest grain bin capacity on any combine in the industry today, and it's on a Class 7. And in 18 seconds, I can fold it down with just a toggle switch. These are the kind of things we bring over and above the capacity, So there's just a lot of great changes to this combine. I challenge them to get over to our exhibit. Hopefully they'll take the time. Hopefully at the National Farm Machinery Show, we'll have one of the very first production units offline. That everything is retailed right now, all the way out into July. So the opportunity is we want them to get out there, come around and see it, and let us show them what a game changer this combine is.
We'll see you in Louisville at Farm Machinery Show.
Super, Mike. Look forward to it.
Kevin Bean with Agco-Gleaner. Hey, check out the Gleaner combines. As he said, there's a lot new, a lot improved, a lot of things that I think you'll find very interesting and will be very important to your farming operation. All right, we'll take a break. Here at Ag Connect Expo, we're broadcasting from the Agritain exhibit. We'll talk about Agritain. That's next on AgriTalk Online.